Yes, people, it's finally happening. The Tottenham game, Spurs, whatever you want to call them, they got a result at the bridge, and there's a lot of Chelsea heartbreak as well, man. Because you know what, I would give my opinion, but I can't. Look, I'm wearing neutral colors today. Maybe not a neutral background, but it is what it is. Today we got you some fantastic personalities. I promise you that now. Fantastic personalities. Roy, Jordz, Toby, and also Monstar as well, who I'm pretty sure it's got something to say from a tweet I saw earlier. But we're gonna run it. You know how it goes. Make sure you like the damn video, because if you don't, you know what I'm gonna say. But first and foremost, I'm gonna run the intro. And just like that, we're back. Yo, it's your boy Cass. If you don't know what this is Never a Foul. Today we're going to be doing a Spurs reaction on and a Chelsea reaction on the game earlier. Bit controversial, I would say. So big up anyone that is here in the building early. Love that very much. If you guys also in the comments, even the guys in the background, if you wouldn't mind retweeting and all that kind of stuff, get as many people in here. I don't know if it's going to get hot or it might be respectful. I don't know, because Jordz is there, so it probably won't be. But anyway, big up Keenan in here as well in the building. It says run the likes up. Big up Daniel as well. He's learning that won't challenge for the league. Is that a bit? I don't know. You know, it was like Tottenham got a result at the bridge. You know, like even though they were shy, like they weren't great. They got dominated, bro. Like Spurs showed they showed they can get over the line even at the bridge when they don't really do much. That's just my opinion, anyways. But it's a bit like Palace. It's a bit like the Palace Arsenal game, right? They got over the line when they typically don't get over the line and shut the game out. So you got to put some credit on it, but maybe there was a little bit of help from the referee. Big up Sid in the building. Chelsea supporter says Chelsea deserved the win, but we need to blame ourselves for missed chances before going for Anthony Taylor, who, to be honest, always has some issue with Chelsea. God knows why. Running up their agenda. Obviously, Sir Timo Werner there as well. Raheem, Brianna in the building. A hell of a goal by Koulibaly. This is a guy we rejected to get Maguire. Maguire, same price. Somebody we need answers out here. Smash the likes as well. Roms, I am not bringing. Why are you doing that, bro? Like, why not today? Not today, man. Mad 8, good to see you. Cass Bloomy Rise. Look, I keep telling you every show you come on here, every show I do, yeah, you come on here telling me about a blue moon rising. Tell me on this earth where there is a blue moon. I don't see no blue moon. It don't exist. Stop doing that. Because you know what? Next thing you know, Chelsea fans are gonna start claiming blue moon. And big up anyone else in it. AFC. Smith, Mike as well, Chelsea fan, and whatnot, and John at the Buyers. I don't know. But anyways, I'm going to introduce the guests, or the panel, should I say. First and foremost, this guy's been he's now hosting our segment of the Spurs show during the week, every single Wednesday. He done an absolute fantastic job. Like, honestly, like Jordz, you already know who it is. He's just always smiling. He's a bit toxic. So watch out for him in the future. But big up Jordz in the building. What are you telling me?
Man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling very nice. I can't lie. Look, it was, as you said, scrappy. I don't want to go into the performance too much, but as you see, I got my training top today because that's where we was at. But hey, it's a Sunday, man. You can't go.
Yeah. Love that, man. Come on, all smiles around. You know when Jules is smiling, yeah. You know something's happened. And it's not good for others. Next person on is his debut on Never a Foul. Met him on the terrace. Actually, I met him directly at the terrace. What'd you call it? Like the get together thing. Was it last week or the other week? Absolute sensational guy, man. And honestly, he's got a lot of knowledge and a lot of passion for his own team, and someone that I would say isn't shameless. So, but he has a big mouth. And he knows what I'm talking about. Look, he's smiling in the background right now. I like Roy in the building as well. What are you telling me? You're on mute. Let me get you off mute.
Yeah, I'm good, bro. Happy and healthy, man. Can't ask for too much more, man.
That's all that matters, man. Next on the list, the two, you could say, somewhat controversial towards some Chelsea opinions as well. He's going to be with Roy fighting that blue corner. Some might say he talks great sense. I also met him on the terrace as well. And again, he speaks his truth. And at the end of the day, if you don't like his opinion, any toxic behavior, I'm not joking, yeah? Guys in the comments, if I see one thing one thing that is going to be towards the panel, I'm booting you out. And that's as simple as that. So if you can't respect a man's opinion, it's fine. But don't ever come for them personally, because I don't rate that. So anyways, I'm going to bring him in right now. Big up Monstar in the building. What are you telling me?
Big up. I'm good, man.
Love that, man.
I was, I don't know. That was yeah. We'll talk about it, obviously, when the show.
I can't wait to hear what you have to say, man. And the guy seems like he's gonna get ready, fighting the white corner with Jordz. Look at him smiling in the background. I can't wait to hear what he has to say. You know, honestly, I think this is also I don't think it's his debut on Never a Foul, but this is my first time ever speaking with him. I obviously watch him a lot on YouTube. You guys know who it is as well. Obviously, big up tapping Tobs. Love to see it, man. Well, feeling positive. Also on mute.
First of all, I said, what's up, what's good? And then when you asked me feeling positive, I said, yeah, I'm feeling fantastic. Thank you.
What, Conte, feeling like, that's my manager, bro. That's my manager. Man done the Italian job at the bridge, even though he's Italian.
Certain,
you know what I mean?
certain skinny dweebs tried to square up to our manager, and bro, mate, you come for Conte, you come for me, you come for our team, bro. He'll get blocked. He'll get his head blocked off, bro.
Oh wow, man. You know what? I don't even know where to start yet. But Roy, I feel like I'm gonna come straight to you, you know, because I feel like Chelsea showed us a side today, right, that I haven't seen Chelsea do in a long time, and that's play some good football. Like, I'm not joking. I think from minute 1 to pretty much minute 90, they were just dominant. Like, and it looked like they should have scored a few more goals. I don't know how Havertz missed that goal. Honestly, you see that shot in the second half? You see that miss? Anyways, long story short, is this a little bit more positive for your side, or are you absolutely just annoyed?
I'm annoyed we drew the game. We were the far superior side throughout the 90 minutes. We played better. We showed more intent. Like, we were just all over them pretty much every department. And yeah, 2 fouls leading up to both of their goals, which gave them a 2-2 draw when they didn't really deserve it.
Sorry.
You know what? I keep saying I'm not angry, and then I speak about the game and I get angry. When you said we were the better side and stuff, I didn't object to that. Like, I think you were the better side today, but you've just lied there. You said 2 fouls. Yeah, Havertz got fouled, and
so Havertz wasn't a foul. I think you might need to.
It was a foul.
It wasn't a foul. It wasn't a foul. I think you might need to wipe your glasses and check it out again, because
he went.
Is it go to spec?
It wasn't a Monstar. You know, I wasn't a foul. He got the ball.
But he went through the man to get the ball.
Maybe you'll see it.
And not only that, Richard. What about Richarlison being in Mendy's line of eyesight?
He didn't block Mendy's line of vision.
So a man saying, so a man saying it's never. A man saying it's never a foul. Is they saying it's never a foul?
Okay. You know what? Cool. So is the Cucurella situation? Is that a foul?
That's a foul. Yeah. Yeah.
So that shouldn't have counted, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, even if you take away the other situation, which I just can't agree with you on that one, but this one is so blatant. Like, it's right in front of Mike Dean, right? It's not Mike Dean.
Anthony Taylor.
It's right in front of him. You can see it in real time. On top of that, they still went to VAR and decided that was nothing.
I don't know how you can't call that, man.
I mean, it's just a part of football. He's got long hair. Sometimes your hands just get caught in places. And he tried to maneuver in front of him. It's just your hands get messy sometimes, and that's
we know how football is. Like,
Romero's got a lot of hair.
Romero's the exact kind of person
got a lot of hair, so sometimes his hair
pulling hair
gets stuck.
Do you know why Ethan Ampadu had to shave off his hair for the exact same reason as well? That's why he got the shortcut. Is this you're gonna start? This might be the start where.
So he should have to shave his hair because fouls, which are obvious fouls, aren't being called. Is that what we're doing?
Basically, yeah. Because do you remember the snooze thing? They banned the snooze. Remember, Sam and Nasri loved them, and then they had to ban it at one point because people get yanking on it. And that's just what happens, isn't it? You're gonna get yanked, like, and the referee might not see it, even if it's late in play.
But they did see it because they went to VAR.
Right in front of the ref.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest, guys. If it was your teammate, you'd say it was a lovely move, man. He pulled that.
But we're not angry.
Look. You know who my team is at the. If it's my team at the back right now, bro, you already know what it's gonna be. That was my team. I'll be screaming for anything, bro. I'll be screaming for anything. But that must have been stressful for you, though, Roy, man. Like, honestly, like, I know you didn't get to finish what you wanted to say.
Yeah. So, like I said, I expected us to win the game, and I did think we would win the game. But whilst the last goal shouldn't have counted, it was a constant theme of home games last season where we take the lead, we'd be leading by 1 goal going into the final few minutes, and we drop points. We did it against Brighton when Welbeck scored. We did it against Wolves when Cody scored. Everton, we went 1-0 up, dominated, drew the game. Even against United, as in, drew the game 1-1 when we shouldn't have. Like, we've been dropping far too many points at home recently, and our game management has to improve because it was inevitable that Spurs were going to push forward in the final few minutes, and rather than waste time and just sort of do a bit like what the England women's team did in the final, where they saw the game out expertly, we didn't do that, and like they kept getting set pieces, and eventually they scored for one, which is painful, but I guess that's the sport of football, isn't it?
Oh, I can see George right now. He's just like, give me those tears. I want to eat them up. Tobs is about to be smiling, saying like,
I want those tears in VVS because that's all they've been talking about the past year. Oh, VVS this, VVS that.
Make sure you leave with some this season, Jordz.
What does that mean?
So make sure you come into the season, you're leaving with VVS.
Oh, okay. But we left with something today, though.
They stole 2 points, man. They stole 2 points away from us. I can't lie. Like,
I'm not a Spurs fan yet, Tobs, but how did you feel when you see Harry Kane? You know what? Not in a game whatsoever, and he just comes. This is what good players do, though. Great players. They just come when they're not even in the game. Like, honestly,
mate,
Harry Kane last second. Would you say that was a Mendy mistake potentially, or would you should he have claimed it or?
No. I don't think it's a Mendy mistake. I think it's just a really good delivery and a good header from Harry Kane. He was crap. I'll be real. Harry Kane was crap. Son was crap. Our whole attack was crap. We didn't play well today. I think that the best part about our team was probably 4 out of our 5 defenders and Bentancur. But despite not playing well, we were still able to manufacture a couple of chances that allowed us to score 2 goals. Irrespective of the fouls or the supposed fouls, etc., we were still able to create. In the first half, we had like 2 attempts by halftime. By the end of the game, we had 10 attempts. We had 8 attempts in the second half. So whether people like our style today, whether people like the manner of our performance today, whether people like the decisions, the fact of the matter is we did have an improvement in our performance in the second half, and we created enough to score 2. It's not our fault that they didn't take their chances. We didn't ask Shai Havertz to miss his 2 chances. We didn't ask him to miss his chances. We didn't ask Sterling to miss his chances. So, boy.
Well, Monstar, do you agree? Do you agree with that statement?
The thing is, obviously, we know what the world-class attackers they have, right? If they get a chance, they're going to score. Obviously, they did. So we can't deny that. But at the same time, I do think they had the help of the officials. I felt the officials should have done a little better. Do you get what I'm saying? At the same time, from our point of view, if we're just taking the officiating out of the way in isolation, we played well, but we made some silly mistakes, like Jorginho on the edge of the box, giving that ball away for them to score. Stupidity once again from him. I feel like Conte tactically, when he put on Richarlison, started to cause us issues. And then I think when he brought on, was it Basuma and Perisic, that started to create issues as well. They started to get on the ball more and started to attack us a bit more as well. So Conte adjusted tactically, and it helped. It helped him big time.
He adjusted too late, and we as Tottenham fans were not happy at the time he adjusted.
But he did make the adjustment, and it was
effective. He made the adjustment after the 2-1, but prior to that, after we equalised, we looked horrible. You guys took full control of the ball, full control of the game again, and when we were playing forward at the back, Darren Davies just looked exposed yet again, and that's why we saw on the goal, Davies was left on his own with 2 players in the box because Dyer stepped out of position. And in the 2 players that we can't trust in the back four, and Conte left them there alone for it was close to 10 minutes. So for me, I don't think Conte had a good game tactically. I thought Tuchel.
Oh, he got outclassed.
He got outclassed.
Yeah.
Conte, he took way too long with the substitutes. The Richarlison substitute was really good. It disrupted you guys' play. He done what he needed to do when he come on the pitch, but he did take way too long to make further subs. And I thought that we could have got a better result out of the game if he made them sooner. Basuma and Perisic should have came on a lot. Definitely
a lot earlier.
Perisic probably should have started. And another thing was,
I don't know why Perisic didn't start.
We were outnumbering them in midfield. Like we were really out with Ruben. Ruben was having a a really good
Field
game
day.
at right wing back. Like,
You haven't
And
Well,
tell
well,
me
yeah.
about that. Anybody that don't know about this, could you I apologize, I'll put this on slow-mo for people in the comments in it. But what's it called? Like Ruben Loftus-Cheek, this Reece James thing. What was going on there?
so
Like, that was
basically,
mad.
what it is. So the way we play, right, when Ruben plays in that position, it's like a hybrid right wing back stroke right midfield position or right wing, whatever you want to call it, in it. So what it does is it gives us that numerical advantage in midfield, and obviously we
Yeah.
know how good Ruben is at. He's very, because of his, like, the way he plays, his stature and everything, he powers past players easily, in it. That's why he was tormenting whoever was at left wing back at the time for
Cess.
Tottenham, in it. And yeah, so it works for us in certain games, in certain situations it doesn't, innit? But yeah,
Okay.
we were really good, man. There were certain players I was looking at. Koulibaly, this guy's just, he's different. What's his name? What's the guy? Cucurella as well. He's different. Sterling struggled a little. Havertz, rather than going with his right, he should have gone with his right foot rather than his left for that shot. I think Mount had a really good game. Finally, we saw Mount
Did he?
as a. He did. He was
Really?
really. I think he
Wait,
was.
I
Really,
thought Mount was one of your worst players on the.
Yeah,
don't get me
I
wrong.
don't think he
No.
played well.
Wait. This is just my opinion. Yeah, I'm not gonna see anybody play rubbish because see Koulibaly, yeah, that guy, monster, bro, monster. But obviously, Monstar, innit? But what's it called? But Mount was pretty much your worst performer on the whole pitch in my eyes from what I was seeing.
That's what
But
people
Monster,
think.
what did he do well for you today?
So
apart from joining the midfield and creating the
That's
numerical
what.
advantage.
So that's the people. This okay.
But that's a tactic, though. That's
Oh,
what's
so
a
it's a
tactic.
It is. That's what Mount is really. When we won the Champions League, it was him doing that. That's why we were so good. Him dropping in midfield, helping us create that numerical advantage, taking advantage of teams. That's why we were able to do what we did when we won the Champions League. And you saw that again today. I don't know why we didn't do it. We didn't do it at all last season.
Could you say Mount was a bit under? So you could say Mount from the eye, he might not have been seen by us, but in a tactical perspective, he was a lot underappreciated from the eye.
Exactly.
But on a tactical note, he was actually
he didn't get
a
any GA, but he
masterclass.
had a good game.
Yeah, he
I
had.
think
It's not even
everyone's
from a tactical
overrating
point of view.
his performance.
I don't even
pretty much chances.
Yeah, I don't even think it's a GNA thing. I just don't think he played that well. I get your point around the numerical advantage. I think if I'm looking at a Chelsea midfielder who played well, I think Jorginho was way better than Mount. I think Kante was way better than Mount. Mount was one of Chelsea's worst performers for me today. I don't think he progressed the ball well enough. I don't think he moved the ball quick enough. Forget about the goals and assists. Yeah, creating overloads in the midfield, great. It helped Chelsea squeeze us, and it helped Chelsea put bodies on the likes of Harry Kane. But I'm looking at his performance when he actually was in possession, and he did not affect this game positively for me today. I can't lie. Like, I'm watching that game. If I'm watching that game, I'm not going back and thinking, "Wow, Mount, he tore us apart today." No, Jorginho was the one that was evading our press. Jorginho was the one that won the ball back in good moments. Jorginho was the one that helped Chelsea progress play. Same for Kante. Same for Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Reece James was class today as well. Cucurella was good. But yeah, I felt the weakest part of your team, in my opinion, was your attack. I felt Sterling was probably the best of a... Sterling was okay.
That's why I kind of
average.
That's why I kind of disagree, though, because with Sterling, I felt like they were getting onto him. Do you know what I mean? Him playing as that false nine, especially when we were trying to get the ball up to him, they were overpowering him, innit?
I think Tuchel needs to stop that Monstar. I'm going to be so real, because his back to goal play isn't really it, and
it's not his
very
game.
easy to just be clamped down by defenders. So, like, when he's having the ball fizzing to his feet and he's having to hold off someone who's like a foot taller and twice as strong, I just feel we don't really see the best of Sterling. That's what I personally think. I guess what Tuchel did technically, but then he coached a very good game. He just didn't get the result. So what he did worked, but I still feel like this Sterling central thing is
not working. Another thing is as well, I just felt a lot of times we were crossing the ball into the box as well. Obviously, barring that Reece James cross, there weren't enough men in the box for Chelsea. There weren't, and this is something we've been suffering for a long time. We need to get more players in the box.
Did you think as well? Like, I thought it all changed when Kante pulled his hammy and he had to come off for Gallagher. But even then, Gallagher still could have scored. And to me, I don't feel like Gallagher's that it level yet either. But at the same time, does it this kind of show though as well? At the same time, Basuma needs to start coming in and playing the games now. It's time for him to replace my man Perisic, get a bit more because Sessegnon was awful today as
I was
well.
really hoping, before the Spurs fans go, I just want to say, I was really hoping Basuma wasn't going to start today. When I saw he wasn't starting, as in, I was a lot calmer because I saw what this guy did to us at the Bridge last season. And when we went to the Amex as well, he was fantastic. He literally ran our midfield ragged. So
wait, what did you say? Did you say fantasticky?
No, I said I thought it was fantastic when we went to the Amex.
Oh, okay.
And when he came to the Bridge as well, like he was
that.
balling. And so I'm very happy he didn't start because if he had, it could have been a very different game.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I think he has to start. Højbjerg is woeful today. He had a poor performance despite scoring the goal. He kept getting rid. He kept losing the ball in possession so many times. He was just poor. He's passing all over the place. You could tell from the first half, after the first 10 minutes of when we stopped, we were pressing you guys high, and we dropped in. None of our forward players can keep the ball. Every time we was in possession, we were losing it with loose passes. Nothing was fitting right. And he did make one good pass through to Harry Kane. I think it was.
When he dropped the shoulder. When he dropped the shoulder.
Yeah, when he dropped the shoulder and then Kane stepped in and out, and he should have finished that chance. That was poor from Kane, by the way.
Yeah, I expected him to finish
it through on goal. I expected him to clean that up. But Højbjerg, yeah, I think he needs to swap for Basuma and Perisic. I think Conte, after this game, is going to see that Perisic is just needed to play. I get he's given the faith to Seth. Seth has been all right in some of these games. He's had big performances against the big teams.
What about Spence, Jordz?
Spence is out of the picture for now. He's completely out of the picture for now. I think he's actually playing under 21. He's
not going to get a chance, is he?
I thought he'd be in and around the first team setup.
We need to take things into perspective, man. Like, he's just signed for Spurs. He didn't play much of the preseason. I think he only joined when we were already 2 games deep into the preseason. He came in as a substitute against what's it called, Rangers, and I think he might have came on as a substitute against Roma. He's just turned 22 years old. He still needs to get used to Conte's way of playing. Like, Spence will get opportunities. We're only 2 games into the season. I think even Alistair Gold explained it today. The only reason why he put he didn't have Spence in the squad is because he already had like two wing backs in the squad already. He had Doherty and Perisic. So he wanted to use that space for one more centre back, which is why Tanganga was in the squad. And Tanganga's even leaving the club, but he just needed another.
Where's he going
in the squad? Well, he's meant to be leaving anyway. I think we tried to send him out on loan, but the talk on that has gone quiet. But I'm not worried about Spence right now. I feel like we know that he's going to get some game time this season.
Before we get going, one set, Jordz, as well. There's 150 man in here, yeah. So it's good to see after 20 minutes there's 150 of you, yeah. But I'm not seeing 100 likes. I see 75 likes. That's not good enough. If this is your first time on Never a Foul, welcome. Obviously, big up to that. But this is how I like to do things. No toxic behavior in the comments. You'll get blocked. Anything towards the panel, you get blocked. That's the way it runs. Also, another thing, if you don't like the video, just get out, bro. Why are you even here? This is what it is. You get what I mean? But anyways, make sure you are double checking the description because we got absolute serious panel here. Jordz, Tobs, Monstar, and Roy. I think a few of them. Wait, Tobs, this is your first time on the channel, by the way?
Nah, second time.
Second time on the channel. So make sure. I want to see at least 10 subscribers to each of these man's channels. Monstar needs 10 subscribers extra. Tobs could do with another. Was it road to 10K?
Yeah.
For you, Tobs. Road to 10K. So make sure you're checking out Tobs. His name's in the title with Monstars as well. You might get more content from Monstar coming in the future as well. And Roy's socials are there. Jord's socials are there. So make sure you go and follow them every single time because at the end of the day, it's a Sunday night and they're taking out their time to talk about this game, whether it's positive or negative, man.
Podcast as well, guys. I'm going to be talking to this clown tomorrow when we do our weekend recap, and he's going to be chatting all the shit in the world. So make sure you follow us.
This one. You talk about that one.
Yeah. This one.
Are you pointing towards me?
No. I'm pointing to Jordz.
Oh, fair enough, man.
Should have moved me around, Kat. I could have pointed it in directly, but it's calm.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
We've got a recap.
But big up. I'll big up 17 likes away from 100. Make sure we get over there as well, man. It does a lot for the channel and the algorithms. Jordz, you're about to say something as well. So
I was just going to say very briefly that he's even further down the pecking order now that Lucas is being used as sort of a hybrid right wing back every now and then. So
I see that. I see that.
Later on in the season, once we have more games available to play.
Who's the first choice then, George? Right now, Emerson.
Emerson's been pretty solid. I wasn't happy with his performance today. He was good and he was bad at times, but he's getting better. You can see with confidence that he's growing, and he's constantly building a very good relationship with Kulu and constantly getting better game by game. So I have my trust in him, but I do think that for the long-term future, Spencer needs to take over. But for now, Emerson's doing the job that we need.
Tobs, I was gonna come to you on this one as well, right? So something I feel like Tottenham kind of lack at the moment is a creative midfielder, like somebody that can really take the scruff of the neck to him, create something out of nothing, maybe even a press-resistant type of player as well. Because Højbjerg done great at the start, and then he got his goal, and then he kind of just faded into the background, Same with Bentancur as well. We kept getting dispossessed, and it kind of didn't really help the front three. So is it? I don't really think we can put too much blame on the front three in my eyes.
Nah, the front three were bad today, man. They were really bad. Their ball retention was poor. I felt like Kane was, like we said, was crowded out by design. It was a tactic. They put bodies around Harry Kane to make sure that as soon as he got the ball, bang, they were on him. So the front three were poor. Kulusevski wasn't good today, but it happens, man.
Can't have a good game every game.
You can't be tremendous every game. So I do think the midfield, though, I've always felt that I feel like with Basuma in our midfield, it definitely makes us better. And of course, on top of that, Bentancur coming into our midfield in January made us better. But I feel like we're missing that that midfielder who's got a different profile to the midfielders we currently have. Someone who can break lines with ease. But to be honest, games like today with Chelsea, I feel like this isn't the first or second time where Tuchel's set out a game plan that basically puts us at a numerical disadvantage in the middle of the park. He did it twice last season when they beat us, and he did it again now. Conte and those players need to basically respond better to those tactics. And luckily for us today, we did to a certain extent and got enough to get a point home.
So what's cool? So Monstar, what's needed for Chelsea to improve these kind of results? Like obviously 2-1 and everything, could have cut out a game. Like what's really needed at Chelsea? Like, do you need another centre back? Like what's the most important transfer that you boys should be making right now?
Well, what I feel is most important is not what everyone else feels. I'm alone on that island, or just me and a couple other people. But it does look like Chelsea are going to buy 1 or 2 attackers, because today suddenly news came out that we bid 40 mil for
Can we talk about it, please? Everyone's been wondering us about 60 more for
I can't understand for the life of me why we just throw 40 million
for Gordon. Yeah, and it's they want 50, and I believe Chelsea will probably go up to 50 for him.
50 million. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I was thinking Tuchel did a good job this winter.
How do I think? I don't know.
I haven't even watched him like that, but from what I've seen, he just doesn't look like a 40 million pound player.
Is this the whole Anthony Gordon thing, by the way?
Yeah.
I heard it was more than 40. I saw 50.
50 is what they want. 40 is what we bid.
Yeah, they want 50.
What would you take? Would you take Anthony Gordon?
No,
not really.
What tackles are you linked with?
I don't know how to, because they're saying that Tuchel might use him as right wing back as well. I just don't know, man. Like, he is a decent player. He's been very dangerous for Everton. Like, when he's bursting through teams, like taking plays, or he looks Chelsea very. Level,
Is he Chelsea level?
No,
I don't know. He's young, innit? So I don't know. Like, this could end up being
young. Isn't he not like 24?
No, he's 21. He's 21.
He's really. I know he's young.
You boys were linked with him as well, if I remember.
I think he's a good player. Like Monstar said, he's a good player. I just don't think he's the level of Tottenham or Chelsea. That's the problem. I think he still needs to have a year.
Listen, it depends on how,
like a Dwight McNeil.
Yeah,
it depends on how he develops. Are we going to develop him right? Because I'm just not sure with Chelsea. These young players
do that though, Monstar. Like, we're trying to win shit. Like,
today I saw half of Cobham on the pitch. This is what the proper Chelsea want all along. You got it. 5 out of 6 players I think I saw on the pitch.
But this is the thing though. Like, I don't. So far, Tuchel's only developed what's his name, Chalobah, I think it is. The rest of them are Lampard's guys that graduated under Frank Lampard, innit? So I don't know. Buying Gordon is just I'm not sure. And obviously I know he's explosive and things like that. And I know Tuchel's looking for those type of explosive players that can take players on 1v1. Just not sure about his final decision making. That could obviously change as time goes on because he's still young, innit? But I'm just not sure. I can't give you a definitive answer to say is he good or not because he's too young. It's too young.
Conclusively, but then it's not even like he's had a breakout season or like it was January and he'd been balling all season or anything like that. He genuinely just had his first proper like men's professional football season at Everton last season, and he was good. He was good for Everton. I won't say he wasn't, but it's not as if like he completely like shut the house down and he had everyone raving on like.
He was the standout performer though, Roy. He was the standout player.
Yeah, he is. Like Roy,
Gordon.
Gordon. Like
their whole season for
it makes no sense to me.
They didn't create.
One thing I would say, like when we played them the other day, there were times where he was just bursting through our midfield. I was looking at him like, this guy is a threat to us, innit? Like he's a bit scary at times, innit? But I just felt like his end product wasn't that good. Do you get what I'm saying? At the same time, I can't sit here and say when I've watched him, he hasn't been a threat to teams. He definitely has been a threat for Everton. It's definitely. Just I do think he needs to work on that end product, innit?
But then when I think of paying 40 million for him, like you can get some Maximin for 40 million, you can get Elise for 40 million.
I don't think so.
I think say Maximin. I think they'll be quoting 60, 70 million.
No, I just heard like that figure.
Because Elise
is not 40 mil either. He's not.
You know what it is though? You know what it is? Newcastle know that you need attackers.
No, but that release clause comes into play if they get relegated.
That's what it is.
For real.
Yeah, it's for relegation.
Oh, okay,
so it's not.
The thing is, like, the point is, there are like wingers out there who have done more than Gordon in this league, and I feel like
has Elise done more than Gordon though? Has he?
No,
he probably hasn't.
He hasn't. But I feel like Elise has shown in the little minutes he has that he can maybe do more with the ball than Gordon. And you know
he's way more creative as well, which is what I think our forward line is lacking.
And he's left-footed.
With Gordon, I just like he's a good talent, and I remember we were linked with him as well. I said, if the price is right, I'm not mad at Spurs going for Gordon, but I don't really understand why Chelsea would be going for him. Like I look at your team now. And you need a driller, man. You need someone who can score goals, and you need someone who can create goals at a good amount right now. Like you don't need another project player. You've had your Pulisic's, you've had your Callum Hudson-Odois, you've got Shai Havertz. How many project players do you want? Honestly, like when are you going to actually get players who are potent that can do the business now, like a Raheem Sterling? I think Chelsea need another type of attacker like Sterling who can create and score goals as well. And if you're telling me that's Gordon for 40 million right now, no chance.
Gordon, the only thing I see with Gordon is he brings that chaos factor. And Tuchel he's always wanted a player that brings that chaos to other teams' defenses. But it's someone that has not. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, whenever I watched Everton, he's been the standout player or one of the players you could say if Everton are playing good or bad, you could say aye. Or if they say they're playing bad, say, he's actually doing something for them, innit? But he's never been someone that I've just said to myself, let's go and buy this guy. Do you get what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one to me, innit? But you never know. Let's see if we do buy him. Let's see how he works out with Tuchel. See if it works out. See, innit?
Yeah, you're gonna have to see. You know what else I seen today? I saw a record today. So Spurs never scored at Stamford Bridge, not one goal in the over. Was it 3 years? 3 years or something like that. And today they scored. Last time even once, and I'm not too sure when the last time you actually even won there either.
The last time we scored a goal at Stamford Bridge was literally my last game. I remember I was there. We scored an own goal in a 2-1 defeat. I remember. I think Giroud scored and Alonso scored. Since then, we've not scored a single goal at that round up until today.
And Jordz, just to rephrase on that question as well, does that go to show times are changing potentially? I know it's 2 games in, don't get ahead of yourselves, but see stuff like that matters. It plays a part mentally as well. And as a club in the heritage, it's like Chelsea in cup competitions are immense. It don't matter what happens with Chelsea in the league, they'll always be sick in the cups. They'll always go far. But at Tottenham as well, things might be changing. Like at Arsenal, things might be changing. Like, how does it feel to have Conte? Like, you can just see what's going on here at your own club that you haven't seen pretty much since, I don't know, the last time I'd say you, man, could have got gas is probably Pochettino days. And then before that, Harry Redknapp era as well. But
yeah,
this looks like you're going to be strong.
We're looking good. We are looking good. I can't say, of course, today I wasn't happy with the performance at all, as we've touched on many times. It wasn't good overall. But like you said, the fact that we managed to get the job done after playing so bad and getting the points at the bridge, or a point at the bridge, it's massive. That last minute header is just what we needed. Kane done it away at Etihad last season, and it lifts up the team at a time like this. Is what we need. And especially when you don't deserve it in a rivalry game, that there's no better way to end the game. Let's be real. It's more that we took the points away from Chelsea, and they are just fuming. And I love that we done it in a shit way, in a way that they hated it. We done these fouls, because when it was the Battle of the Bridge and they were getting all these fouls, they were playing dirty. It was all good. It was all happy.
You man were playing more dirty than we were.
Not like you weren't playing dirty.
We were playing very dirty that game. Yeah, but we deserved to win that game, and we didn't win it. So
very similar to this game in a way that we didn't deserve it. I love how it went down, and the way that the managers ended it. That fight at the end, I love that. Was seen.
It was box office. I won't lie, man.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was on to Conte though. Like,
don't get me wrong, right? At the end of the game, I was fuming. I was thinking, they just robbed us. But in my mind, I was thinking, bruv, as a neutral,
you must
have enjoyed that game, because that was a really good game. That was blockbuster. That was a good game, man.
That was a good game. That was a very good game. I predicted 2-2 as well. I wanted to see that. It's a good result for any other big teams. Obviously, I can't really say much for myself because we're down there scrapping points like Southampton and them, man. They're not even that Everton, bro. Like, we're in the mud. But like, I wish I had that feeling of being gassed right now, but I can't be gassed. Jordz, just smile. Like, I know you're gassed, bro. Like, it's a different feeling. I know you're gonna come hard on the show.
He's definitely gassed.
You were laughing. You opened it up laughing. I heard that it was like an evil laugh. It's like you've been waiting for the downfall for so long, bro. The Glazers business and everything is beautiful. Glazers need to stay.
Are you talking about my reaction on United?
Yeah.
They come out once in a while, man. I said I was gonna do about 10 minutes of a rant here on the United, the whole thing. I just let loose, bro. Like, honestly, I'm not even joking. It really did. I looked at myself. I think, like, we got Homelander in charge of us here, and then my beard looks like it's been electrocuted. That's how mad I was. I was literally grabbing my hairs watching that get like on my facial hair. Like, I was so mad. But other than that crap, man, I'm so glad we're not playing Chelsea or Tottenham anytime soon, because we get Liverpool, bro. We got Liverpool and then Arsenal.
You're holding licks. You're holding licks against Liverpool.
No, it's not holding licks. We're not doing that. We're not doing this today. We're not doing this today because we're going to invade the pitch. Watch. Anyways.
Or get the game called off again.
Basically, Salah scores, I'm invading the pitch. It's getting called off. Anyways, long story short though, man. Daylight robbery at the bridge. Do you guys still feel confident you're gonna do something this season? Like, do you still feel like if you do get more improvements than like in the front line, maybe in the midfield? I ain't really seen much on De Jong lately with Chelsea as well, just like the odd basic stuff. Do you feel like you guys, if you do get your targets that are required, even I jump in as well, Jordz and Tobs as well, should Chelsea technically be challenging for the league?
Nah, they're not good enough to challenge. With the money they're spending, yeah, but we know squad-wise they're not good enough to challenge for the league. Their squad's not as good as Liverpool's or Man City, so I don't expect them to challenge for the league. But with the money they're spending, I do expect them to try and make sure they're the best of the rest. Like, that should be their objective this season: be the best of the rest and cut the gap on the top two. Because for a team who was supposedly challenging for the title, the way they went out sad and finished miles behind Liverpool and Man City last year, it just wasn't really acceptable. I think with them as well, I think with Chelsea, a lot of people are putting a bit too much disrespect on Chelsea. I feel like people are overdoing this.
Whoa, this is coming from a Spurs fan. Jeez,
it is coming from
speaking the rule. I love that.
It is coming from a Spurs fan, because listen, I love my agendas and I'll dump on Chelsea when I can, but I didn't go into this season thinking, wow, like Chelsea, Chelsea are the most in trouble in terms of teams that finish in the top four. I recognize that they had a lot of work to do with their squad, but I always had in the back of my mind that they would address most of their squad issues. Like we have to be realistic. They still have a squad good enough to finish in the top four. They still have a manager good enough to finish in the top four. So yeah, like I would still tip them to finish in the top four this season. I feel like people are overstating this crisis, and I didn't get it when we were in the lead up to this game as well. People are like, oh yeah, I'm excited. I can see Spurs turning them over, stuff like that. I'm like, I don't think you lot have watched the previous Chelsea Spurs games for you to say these things. Like Spurs, it doesn't matter what condition Spurs are in this type of game. They have the quality and the know-how to beat Spurs. So that's why I was actually quite happy with the point today.
This is the thing, though. Like in terms of, so I don't know in terms of how Chelsea are going to be this season just yet, because they know how to get themselves up in big games. They know how to get themselves up in cup competitions as well. Hence why you see us going to finals, winning the Champions League. Even when we lost to Real Madrid, you saw how we did beat them in the second leg. It was the first leg mistakes that kind of kicked us out. So we know how to get ourselves up in these big games. Chelsea's issue is the smaller games. And those teams just sit in front of their box. We can't break them down. And they hit us on the counters and we struggle to handle them. Those are like where you can determine how Chelsea are going to be this season. Obviously, Everton wasn't a good game. Obviously, this Tottenham game, we were great, but drew somehow. So we'll see from this point on, innit? But it's really hard to tell where Chelsea are going to be until we start at least get 2, 3, 4 games against these smaller teams and we know where we're at.
Yeah. But I think
Monstar, sorry, go on.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say I think I don't think we can be challenging this year. I just think to be able to challenge and even take down a Pep Guardiola in his 7th season at City or a Klopp in his 6th season at Liverpool, I don't think it's just one good window and you're going to go toe to toe across 38 games. I think we saw with Liverpool they had to build it up. They got to the Champions League final. They were playing great attacking football, but they were leaking at the back. Then they got Alisson, they got Van Dijk, they got Fabinho, they got all the other guys, and then they had to prove, okay, you know what, they can go toe to toe when they won like 14 on the bounce in 18-19, and then just to take the title off them, they had to go again in 19-20 where they just stomped everyone and cruised to the title, and that was just to take one title off Pep and City. So if we are really going to challenge and eventually win the league, I feel like we need time to build up a full squad of Tuchel's players who know his tactics inside out, and he's mastered playing against the small teams, because whilst we're better than every single other non-SIPS team in the league, beating them week after week is not as easy as it seems. It's very easy to drop careless points.
It's not. It is very easy. It is very easy. I've got one question. Before I do that, guys, make sure you're liking the video. Do double check that you hit the thumb. It helps the channel massively, rising up to over 170 people in the house right now. So big up to everyone that's supporting. Big up to the panel as well for coming on and giving us the time and whatnot. And furthermore, do go check out their channels. Tobs' channel is in the title above, and also Monstar's channel is also in the title above. Jordz and everyone else's socials, Roy's, are in the description below. It's right there. Please go sub to them and please go follow them. They got what's that?
Sorry, I think that was
I thought someone just jumped in.
I was thinking like, wait, someone's coming in the background. It's like, say no.
No.
But,
a link of my old videos just opened up, and I didn't realize you could do that. It's weird.
Oh, fair enough. But yeah, Jordz, you said to me on the Spurs show as well, yeah, on is it Tuesday, Wednesday, that even when you man went 1-0 down against Southampton, right, you still had that feeling. The whole energy in the ground says, okay, and what? So when you went 1-0 down to Chelsea today, did you have the same kind of feeling, or did you feel, oh my god, this might be a long day with the way they're playing? Like, does it, like, as Spurs fans, like, is there a mentality shift in the fan base as well, like for guys that don't know?
Yeah, no, definitely. I can say, look, when we went 1-0 down today, I was still feeling a bit confident that we can come back, because Chelsea, although they dominated possession, they just done that. They dominated possession. They didn't create loads of dangerous chances. They wasn't breaking through our defense, and it wasn't problematic to the point where I thought we're in trouble today. We wasn't creating enough, so I was solely relying on our Conte to make those changes and those changes to change the game, which it did do. And yeah, there was always the belief that we will come back even at 2-1 down, even going into those final minutes, when you can see the momentum of us just getting corner after corner after corner. I think it wasn't just me, that we all had that belief that something could happen. So when it did go in, I wasn't surprised. It was scenes, it was limbs, it was beautiful the way they done it. And
did you go to the game, Jordz?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I wish I could have got there. The tickets are so hard to get for that one. But just on another point, Perisic with a left-footed corner for the assist. That just shows the quality, man. And once he starts game in, game out, I do really think
Son's getting pretty confident as well. Talk about left-footed, the left-footed.
Yeah, he took a
left-footed free kick and it just went over.
Yeah, I saw that.
Cooking with Spurs and Conte, man. That was mad. But yeah, man.
I've got a question for the Spurs fans. So like, you've had a great window. You've got a great squad, great manager.
Have we had a great window? I think we've had a good window. I wouldn't say
you've had a good window. As in, it could definitely be better depending on if you like sign a few more players before the window shuts. But as in, some of the names I've seen in your squad, do you think that like maybe there's more work that needs to be done than you guys think, or it's being played out? Because like, no offense, as respectfully as possible, like Dyer and David.
Be
like,
offensive.
The right wing back spot. Do you not think like, these could use a meaty upgrade? Like, we've got something cooking, but we're not really making like big moves to upgrade certain areas.
Yeah, definitely, man. But the thing is, we can't do it all in one window. That's the problem. Where we had so many issues with our team, so many, like we've literally got like 3 years of bad mistake after bad mistake after bad mistake. You know, as a Chelsea fan, more than anyone, how hard that is to rectify in your squad. Like we knew that we weren't going to get two new right wing backs this summer. We didn't even think we'd get 2 left wing backs this summer, but we've managed to get 1 out of 3, which allowed us to spend the money on another, and Destiny, who's going to go on loan to Udinese. But yeah, we weren't going to do it all in one window. However, the reason why I corrected you before when I said it's been a good window, I've said this 7 out of 10 window for me, but what would make it 10 out of 10 is if we go ahead and press with the issue we have at centre-back. Like, I think Dyer was actually quite good today, in my opinion. I think Ben Davies defended well. I think Romero defended well. But I think it's obvious, it's evidently clear to see that we're still missing one more sort of like top centre-back. And the right wing-back situation at the moment is something that, unfortunately, I'm going to have to endure. I don't know about Jordz, but it's something that I'm trying to learn to endure for this season, because I don't know why Conte likes Emerson. He's garbage. Like, I know he played well defensively today, but he's just so bad on the ball. And I would be rid of him today if I had the opportunity. But Conte likes him. And it's the same for Doherty, who can play on both sides. Like, neither of those guys seem to be leaving today. So there are gaps that we can improve on. The midfield we've spoken about, I've said we need another midfielder. But me personally, I'm hopeful Spurs will make one more signing this window. I think they're focused on trying to get players out the door right now. You saw Lo Celso confirmed to go on loan to Villarreal, and Dom to Napoli will probably be confirmed soon.
Harry Winks is another one.
Harry Winks, I think he'll be shipped off either on loan or permanent.
I think he's an all right player personally.
Before the end of the season.
Yeah, but I've heard a few things about Harry Winks, and his apparently he's kind of like toxic as well.
Nah, I don't think he is toxic. He's just not that good. He's just not that good. So we need to move him on as quickly as possible. So you're right. I think there are definite, when you look at this team, it's not a star-studded team, and it's definitely a team that has pieces that are quite upgradable. But what I also think is it's a team that I think Antonio Conte can work with for this season and can get us to meet our objectives as well.
Just let me touch on that briefly, because I think Tobs said it all really well, that we are missing still quite a few things. But this is a Conte team. Conte's teams are never full of star-studded players. They're never full of all these big names. It's full of all these little bit part players and all these weird little players that only work for his system and his functions. And we've got a lot of that. And we are building towards that. I think, as Tob said, we've only had one window with Conte now, or 2 windows. And in those 2 windows, from what we've seen, we've signed very good players, and all players that are looking to adapt well to the team, barring some of the younger ones. Of course, that still will need a lot of time. But over the next year or two, when we're looking to build into a title challenging team, because we won't do that just this year, over the next year or so, I think we are going to bring in those bigger names that you're on about in the centre-back position, in the centre mid, because it's going to take time. We can't go and spend 60, 70 plus on 3-4 players every window.
So, by the way, guys, if you haven't liked the video, do like the video. We're gonna run literally for a couple more minutes only, but I feel like it's the way to really end this is gotta get a little prediction in for the next game. Chelsea's got Leeds away.
Chelsea Spurs game.
Nah. Hell no.
Oh, I was gonna say, I was like,
right, he's itching. He's itching for revenge already.
Get back in blood. Don't watch that.
Yeah,
but
come get it.
Chelsea, Monstar, like Chelsea's got Leeds away. Leeds are in fine form as well. Are you confident? Are you confident you get over the line against Leeds? If so, what will be your prediction for the game? And also, even you, Roy, what do you want to see next game?
I think we'll win that one because Leeds are like they kind of open a bit. Will come at us and it'll be like a back and forth. So I feel like in those type of games we'll be a bit better. We'll be like the Spurs game, innit? So I think we should actually. Me saying that we just lost Kante and Kovacic is out as well. I don't know. I don't know anymore. When is that game? Is it Saturday?
But yeah, it's on a Sunday. It's on a Sunday at 2:00.
It's on a Sunday.
Sunday.
The thing is, are we gonna get a midfielder in by then?
I think we'll have Fofana in by then, but I don't know about a midfielder.
Well, we need a midfielder. That's the problem.
Well, hopefully it's not. Stay away from De Jong. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Stay away.
I doubt De Jong. Even if we were to get him, it won't be till like the last week.
Yeah, it'll be
late. It will be late. You know, it's late now, but it will be even later. So yeah, I still think. Well, I believe we'll get a 1-0 against Leeds, probably 1-0.
What about you, Roy? What's your prediction?
Yeah, as in obviously losing Kante is a big blow. Now we've also lost cover, but yeah, I think we'll do enough to get the job done. I'm not expecting an outstanding performance, but I think it's just a case of just Leeds just being that much inferior to us where we won't really need to be at a 10 out of 10 to get the job done. But I expect 3 points. I think we'll get 3 points. But the midfield situation is not looking good, bruv.
So what's it called? All right, last one as well. Obviously, Tottenham's at home. They're against Wolves. I feel like this should be a walkover a little bit. I think Wolves are good, but they're not that good.
Did Wolves beat you last season, or what? Am I bugging?
They did. The game they did beat us.
Yeah, but it's a different ball game though, isn't it?
Yeah. Was Conte the manager then, or was
he was the manager? Yeah, he was. The
manager.
No.
When they beat us, they done the job on us, and it's going to be a tough game. Wolves is never an easy game, but. Yes. I'm gonna be at the ground. Ryan Mason's back on the touchline. It's gonna be interesting. I expect 3 points. Yeah. I expect 3 points.
Yeah, we'll win that game. We'll win that game. Listen, no Premier League game is easy. So we're gonna have to work, but I feel like we'll do the job, man. We'll do the job. And if we do the job, that'll be 7 out of 9 points from games where we took 0 points in last season. So
oh my god, Rudiger's moving mad. But go on, yeah.
You're watching the Madrid game, man.
All right, cool. So we're expecting 3 points for the teams in London and whatnot. Big up for the panel to come on today as well.
Wait, Ken, what about you, man? You getting 3 points this weekend?
No, because we're not playing on the weekend. Anyways, Match of the Day is coming on. I need to go watch that. I feel like everyone else wants to watch that too, especially if you're a Spurs fan, probably not a Chelsea fan. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna boycott the Man United game if it comes on at the end. So that is what it is. But big up for the panel. I appreciate all of you coming on and whatnot. It's been a good show and that. So. Everyone that's obviously big up Roy's first time on here, Monstar as well. Hopefully we get to see each other again on the show or even on your shows. Jordz, I'll be seeing you very much soon. And obviously Tobs is first time speaking to you. I appreciate it, man. It was a good talk, man. But anyways, guys, it's been Never a Foul. It's been your boy Cass. I'm going on Hussein's channel right now. There's a direct link right there as well. So it will put you all over there. But if not, make sure you smash that like button as much as possible, as even if you're watching this on Rewind or something like that. Big up. Been your boy in a bit.